remarkable weather.
Your eyewitness weather forecast.
And just about 10 minutes after 6 p.m. on your early Monday evening, I'm meteorologist Jordan Reed tracking widespread snow for your Tuesday with slick roads being the main impact, and thereafter it looks to turn quite cold. So let's take a look at what I'm tracking here. So again, widespread snow, widespread plowable snow, that is, for your Tuesday expected. It looks like the peak of that with heavy snow at times is going to be between about 6 a.m. to 10 a.m., give or take an hour or two on either side of that. And during that period, there could be snowfall rates, especially the further southeast that you are, of 1 to 2 inches per hour and even up toward the northwest as well. So area-wide, we do have a winter weather advisory, and it goes into effect overnight tonight, stays through tomorrow evening or very early on Wednesday morning, just depending on where you are. These areas in pink, though, from the mid-Hudson Valley into the capital Saratoga region and southern Vermont, that is a winter storm warning where you have the greatest likelihood of seeing more than 6 inches of snow widespread in a 12-hour period. Right now, it looks fairly quiet in downtown Utica, but that's going to change over the next 10 to 12 hours or so with that storm system heading our way. Under mostly cloudy skies, 26 degrees. However, we do have a northwesterly breeze at 5 miles an hour, making it feel like 21, and that dew point is at 19. So it definitely has that feeling like it's going to snow. Temperatures in other portions of the region as cold as the teens up toward the north and south, both Old Forge and Hamilton, 14 and 19 respectively. The rest of us, if not into the low and mid-20s. However, with that breeze, it does feel even chillier. I'll talk more about the wind chill factor in just a second, but you'll notice on our temperature trend, the average high for this time of year, even for early December, is 42 degrees. It's going to be hard pressed to find a day over the next 7 to 10 days that's or even close to average. We're going to be well below average in some cases by the weekend and next week, with temperatures struggling to get out of the 20s. So over most of our area right now, we do have a northeasterly breeze around 3 to 7 miles an hour, so that's making it feel like the single digits up toward the north and the teens and 20s further toward the south and west. Radar is free and clear of precipitation right now, and that's because of high pressure, our fair weather friend, in control, but that's going to give way to this area of low pressure located over the mid-Mississippi Valley. It's got a trough associated with it, and that's going to be the culprit for our snow and the increase in clouds tonight, and then the snow during the day tomorrow. So it's also going to be breezy, same thing as we head through Wednesday, but Wednesday temperatures are going to be fairly similar, but there will be more clouds, less in the way of snowfall. We've got a front heading our way on Thursday, so that means some snow squalls in store. But as far as futurecast, taking us through the overnight hours, we'll see increasing clouds, temperatures dropping into the teens and 20s, feeling like the single digits and teens with that northeasterly breeze that I told you about earlier. Tomorrow we'll see the snow developing between 4 and 6 a.m. It looks the worst around 6 a.m. to noon. Again, give or take an hour or two on either side of that. May linger a little bit longer, the heavier snow that is further toward the southeast, but I do expect it to come to an end between 3, 4, 5 o'clock tomorrow afternoon and evening from west toward the east. As far as total snowfall accumulation, there could be as much as 4 to 8 inches in many locations, but you could see more than half a foot, especially in the areas in blue that do get those snowfall rates that are greater than an inch an hour. Thereafter, it does turn quite cold. Temperatures both tomorrow and Wednesday between 30 and 35, being like the 20s and teens both days. And then Thursday, we'll start off in the 20s, but make our way in the teens as we head through the day. As a cold front moves through, that'll trigger some snow squalls. And then Friday and the weekend, it looks rather quiet right now, just below average for this time of year, and we might not even hit 21 by the time we head toward next Monday. Thomas, back to you.
And Jordan, and eyewitness weather forecast.
And 10:16 is now the time on your late Monday evening. I'm meteorologist Jordan Reed tracking some snow for your Tuesday, and it'll mainly impact the morning commute. The afternoon commute does look a little bit better. Let's take a look first, though, at what I'm tracking. So again, widespread plowable snow is expected for tomorrow, and unlike the 7 to 16 inches that we had going from Thanksgiving into Saturday, this will impact schools, and will impact your commute to and from work and school as well, with the peak of the snow occurring between 6 and 10 a.m. And that's when we could see snowfall rates around, if not in excess of 1 inch an hour. So we'll show you that with Futurecast in just a second. But as far as the winter weather alerts, not any changes since 6 p.m. this evening. We do have a winter weather advisory in effect border to border across our region, But you'll notice that the pink shading off toward the east, the capital Saratoga region, the mid-Hudson Valley, portions of west central New England, that is a winter storm warning where there is the highest likelihood of 6 or more inches of snow in a 12-hour period. And some of that could sneak into our area as well. I'll show you where coming up in just a second. But as far as the downtown Utica looks right now, it is 20 degrees under clear skies, calm winds. I do expect increasing clouds toward and after midnight. Snow won't develop until around 3 or 4 a.m. for many of us. And because of that calm wind, it still feels like 20 degrees, but that's not the case everywhere. We do have some winds over portions of our region. Temperatures across the area today into the middle and upper 30s. But I expect many of us to be only around the freezing mark during the day tomorrow, and maybe only a degree or two warmer than that as we head through Wednesday, but feeling chillier because of the wind. Right now, the winds are out of the south and southeast, and so that means temperatures are into the teens to right around 20 degrees, but it feels chillier than that will continue to be the case during the overnight hours. We are going to be dealing with below normal temperatures for each of the next 7 days. So even though average high for this time of year, even for early December, is still 42, only in the 20s and some days not even getting out of the 30s as well. But again, there will be a wind chill factor on top of that. The radar for the most part is free and clear precipitation except for back toward Lake Ontario, where that is mainly mid and upper level precipitation being detected. We do still have a lot of dry air to overcome over the next couple of hours at ground level, and the reason for that is because of this area of high pressure over northern New England. But that's drawing in some cold air from Canada, so that's setting us up for the snow, and that's being provided by the area of low pressure back toward our west. Again, our highest chance for precipitation during the day tomorrow. We do stay mostly cloudy as we head through Wednesday, but still on the chilly side, and even more so as we get a reinforcing shot of cold air on Thursday with some snow squalls and a cold front moving through. But first things first, Futurecast showing us those increasing clouds toward and after midnight. The snow develops 4 to 6 a.m. tomorrow morning, and the heaviest looks to occur between 6 and 10 a.m. The greatest likelihood for seeing those 1 inch an hour snowfall rates from the thruway on toward the south. And then as we head through 10 to 3 p.m., it lightens up in intensity, and for most of us between 3 and about 6 p.m. tomorrow afternoon into the evening hours is when it should totally come to an end. As far as those snowfall accumulations in that 12-hour period, looks to be 4 to 6 inches for many of us. In those deeper blue shadings, there could be as much as 8 inches. And then we've got our next chance of snow heading our way for Thursday. So even though we'll start in the 20s, we'll end up in the teens with wind chills in the single digits. Tom's back to you.
Jordan, Eyewitness Weather Forecast.
And making our way over to 11 minutes past 11 on your late Monday evening, I'm meteorologist Jordan Reed, tracking some snow that will impact the commute both to and from work and school for your Tuesday. Widespread plowable snow at that as well. The worst of it expected to be between 6 a.m. and noon, so unfortunately impacting the morning commute. And some of that snow could be heavy at times, so with 1 inch an hour snowfall rates possible in the peak of that snow. So for that reason, we do have a winter weather advisory for our entire area, anywhere in purple. Down toward the south and east, though, the mid-Hudson Valley, the capital region, into portions of western New England, it is a winter storm warning. That's where we have the greatest likelihood of seeing 6 or 8 inches, if not more, of snow in a 12-hour period. So back here closer to home, we do have clear conditions in downtown Utica. I do expect increasing clouds toward and after midnight. 21 degrees, however, with a southeasterly breeze at 5 miles an hour. It feels like 15, and that dew point is at 15. So we have some rather dry air at the surface for the storm to overcome before the snow starts to accumulate, although that will happen early tomorrow morning. Temperatures across the region right now largely into the teens, but we've got some 20s across Oneida County, both Camden and Utica at 21, like we just mentioned, Boonville 22. However, with the southeasterly breeze, it does feel a little bit chillier than that, like the single numbers in teens. And this is 10 to 15, even 20 degrees chillier than it was at this time last night. And unfortunately, I don't think we're going to see temperatures close to average for this time of year, which even for early December is 42 degrees. We're going to struggle to get into the 30s both tomorrow and on Wednesday. Same thing as we go through Saturday. Lots of 20s in there Thursday, Friday, Sunday, and Monday. Monday maybe not even getting to 21 degrees, feeling like the teens for most of the day. So as I mentioned, a lot of dry air is in place over our area right now, but you don't have to go far to the west to find some snow to the west of the Interstate 81 corridor, closer toward Lake Ontario. Most of that is not accumulating just yet because of that dry air, and the reason for the dry air in place is because of this area of high pressure that's keeping cold air entrenched from Canada So therefore setting us up for the snow that will come from this area of low pressure coming our way from the mid-Ohio Valley. So snow wall to wall throughout the day tomorrow. We'll have mostly cloudy skies as we head through our Wednesday. Thursday, the chances for snow do come back up. That's thanks to a reinforcing shot of colder air thanks to a cold front. And then we'll dry things out for Friday and Saturday and maybe a few more snow showers as we head through Sunday. We'll get to that in a minute with the 7-day, but first things first, Futurecast showing us the snow building in between 4 and 6 a.m. tomorrow morning. The best chance of seeing that 1 inch an hour snowfall rate, if not higher, is anywhere in this yellow color, and that would be between 6 a.m. and noon, especially from the thruway on toward the south. And then we'll see a northeasterly breeze, keeping temperatures tomorrow in the 20s, so it's a lighter, fluffier snow up toward the north, maybe a bit of a heavier, wetter snow as you head toward the south. It comes to an end, however, between 3 and 6 p.m. Thereafter, we'll just be left with mostly cloudy skies and a west-northwesterly breeze with temperatures tomorrow night in the teens, although feeling like the single digits, and it could be as much as 4 to 6 inches of snow, maybe up to 8 inches in some isolated spots in that deeper blue color. And our next chance of snow comes our way on Thursday, starting the day in the 20s to right around 30, but ending up feeling like the teens and dropping into the single digits both above and below zero that night. Our next chance of snow comes our way on Sunday. Thomas, back to you.
Jordan, in